Hey everyone, it's Lisa, and today is Thursday, and it is very dark here today because we got lucky and we just missed that hurricane that is going by, but we did have some bad weather and it's raining today. And I am going to do a tutorial on this look. It's something a little different for me, and it's the first time I've ever done it. I just thought we'd have fun trying some different things, and I do put the light on during the tutorial, so I will be right back. So the first thing I usually do is put on my Giorgio Armani Master Corrector one. You know, guys know I've been using this forever, and I have gotten where I don't use an eye cream in the morning because I've been using Colleen Rothschild's eye cream at night, and her eye cream is so good that my eyes still feel plenty moisturized in the morning, and it helps everything I use kind of adhere to that area so much better. So I just put that right in those areas like that, and then just kind of pat it in and try to keep it right in that dark spot. Don't carry it up, just pat it right in that darkest area. And then usually whatever's on my finger, I just go like this. Okay, so the next thing I do is put on my Rachel K CC cream, and I told you guys about this the other day. This is one of the ones I've been using, one of the older bottles, but so I ordered some more of this last night, and I asked him about, several people had said, well, they were still getting it on their site. He said it's getting ready to end everywhere. So I ordered more of the fair to put on my site, and if you really love it, I would say stock up. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'm also going to just try the light and see if maybe that'll work for me. But so I take a little bit of this, and also several people, like when I talk about the Rachel K, you know, they say they like the It and all the other different CC creams. There's just something different about this, and what I always say is it's more like a primer to me. And the other ones, like the It CC cream and even that Peter Thomas Roth and the Jane Iredale, all of those, they're more like a foundation to me. And this is not like a foundation, and you'll see. See, this is just, you can see it's light, and it just really, I don't know, it helps with the oil control. It just, I don't know, it just smooths out my skin. I don't know, it makes whatever I put on top of it better. So, and as you can see how white my face is, which I had to put this, we're having the hurricane go through here today, so it's dark outside. And so I had to put the overhead light on, so I'm going to be a little washed out, but I was determined I was going to do this today. So, and I put this on and I kind of spread it out until I feel that it's dry. And then I usually put a little bit, I concentrate it on those oily areas or my pores, and kind of just blend out. Like right in here. Okay, I couldn't decide what foundation I wanted to use, but I really like this one, and it's the Calvin Klein or CK1. It's their 3-in-1 foundation. Let's see, with SPF 8, which isn't really that much. The Rachel K has, I think, 25 plus or something like that. And all my cats are in, but okay. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to put like usually about 2 pumps of this on my hand, and then I'm going to use that wonderful brush. It's the Real Techniques multitask brush, and I just saw it in my Ulta the other day. It's in a kit with 2 other brushes. I can't remember. Seems like it might be the travel kit or something. But and then I just dot it in there and kind of put it everywhere first, because it'll run out if I just start blending. Okay, then I just start kind of blending it in all over, and you can see the color is really good for me. This brush is so nice. Even when you use liquid foundation, it stays really dry. and fluffy. And then when I'm getting to the end, like this, I usually just go down my neck. I ended up, they did that at my new Sephora. They did that color match thing where they, you know, scanned my neck, because I told them it wouldn't do any good to scan my face when my makeup's off because my face is so much lighter. And they, you know, had on the computer, on the iPad, all the different foundations that they thought would match. And so that's how I ended up trying that Peter Thomas Roth in the medium tan, which I like it okay, but I think I'd like that better. But this was one of them they suggested, and it is the Sephora brand Micro Smooth Mineral Powder in, I think it's bronze is the color. It's saying matte tan. Okay, yeah, bronze. And it's a really pretty powder. I could just look at it and tell I was going to like it. So I have been using, oh goodness, yes, I love this brush. And I have heard that Cosmetics is going to come out with a huge brush set. So that would be worth getting. But I just, you know, this brush is so fluffy. Did you like that? And that already, you'll see, will add like some dimension. And just a little bit more color. I always like to add a mineral powder over my foundation, no matter what. And then just a little bit on my neck. Okay, and that's it for that. Okay, I debated on whether to just do like normal bronzer or to show you this IT sculpting palette. And I decided this video is going to be just, we're not going to worry about perfection, and I'm not really even going to worry about the outcome. All I've got to do today is run a few errands. And you guys know I'm just kind of playing, so let's play with this. And also on my picture yesterday, I had someone tell me that my, I think, contour was too heavy and that I had lost so much weight. Actually, I kind of meant it to be that way. I've just been playing around with the different looks and like not using a lot of contour and no blush, just the different things like that. So if you've noticed that my contour has been heavier, I've kind of meant it to be that way. I just kind of like playing around and doing different things. So what I've been doing first is taking this color, which is almost the darkest, and just starting out with that. And the brush I have been just loving for this has been this Chanel brush, and I'm not sure if it's available anymore. It's not at my counter. I had to order it from, I think, a Nordstrom or somewhere. I can't remember, maybe even Neiman Marcus or something, but I'm sure, I can't remember if Mac has one like this, but I'm sure you can find something that you like, but I really have been liking this. So I've been taking it, just dotting it in that color and kind of just running it in that area. Like that. And then taking that next to the darkest color and then running it under my jawline. I used the Anastasia palette the other day just to, because I thought, well, maybe I'm, you know, maybe I do like the Anastasia palette just as much. Let me try it. And the Anastasia palette has the yellow powder in it too, which is really nice. The biggest difference is this is more pigmented. This comes off darker. So what I would say is if you're debating on getting one, which I know every brand has a sculpting palette out now, but if you're debating on those two, I would say if you're fair-skinned, get the Anastasia. If you're a little bit darker, or you know, it's summertime and you get tan like I do, then get this one. Okay, then the next thing I like to do is go in with the highlight, and I've always loved doing my highlight before I do blush if I'm going to do it. Sorry, that's John's phone. Okay, so you have these two highlights. One is like a matte white, and then one is pretty shimmery. I believe this may be the same one that's in the Vitality palette that I love so much, but I just love this. So first I go in with this matte white and just go kind of in the center of my face like that. And this is not so pigmented that it's scary white. just to brighten up the center. And then I go right in this highlight and then just put it at the tops of my cheeks like that. And so you can see that it definitely gives a bling. And then one thing that I do sometimes, just if I don't know, if I'm playing around and I just want to, I'll take a couple of dabs of the white and then like one of the sparkly or shimmery highlight and do it right here. And it really makes a difference. So a couple of the matte and then like one of that. And put that right there. So you can see you're really getting a chiseled look. And I don't use this palette as bronzer. I do strictly my contouring with this because it's just not the right tones for me. And so you'll see that I still probably need some color in my face. Color. This color is dangerous, but it's wonderful all at the same time. So you can just do a dab of this and go right here like that, and it really, and then blend it out. And that really, really, really sculpts right there. I mean, it really creates that shadow. Like Maleficent. Okay, and so blend that in. And that's pretty much all I'm going to do with this. You could do around your hairline a little bit more, but I'm finding that I would rather do that with the, you know, I love this Bobbi Brown bronzer. And this is the Golden Light. The Golden Light, and this is the Bobbi Brown bronzer brush. And this brush is a good brush for just all over bronzing. So I get right much on there, and I start up here and then do the typical bronzing. Like over here. You know, over like the whole cheekbone. I'm not really, and then carry it down. Like that. Okay, now if I still feel like I want some more color, I'll just literally do it almost like a blush. And because I've got that highlight under there, it still keeps, you know, it still keeps some dimension. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to do for that. Okay, I am going to play around today and do a look that I have seen several times. I saw it in one of my latest, I think, no, Victoria's Secret magazines. The girl had this look. Then I saw a picture of Rosie Huntington-Whiteley with this look, and somewhere else, but it's kind of like something that I never do. And I don't know if it would be, one time it said daytime smoky, another time it said something, but anyway, I don't know how you would describe it, but I'm going to do it different today. And I don't think that you use any blush. I think it's more just like a, I don't know, a different look. So I'm going to go without blush for a little bit, and then we'll see. I may need some at the end, like a natural blush or something. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do for the eyes is I'm going to use this Color Tattoo in, this is my favorite. I used the black the other day and I liked it too, but it wasn't, you know, a black is a black, but it was still a good one. Okay, this is the beige one, creamy beige. And I had someone ask me, was this like Painterly? And it's not. It's much darker than Painterly. It's more like groundwork, but I love it. So I used this that day. I had on a red lip. I used this all by itself with nothing over it, and I just loved it. So get it. I usually just do this until it's creamy, and then this is my base, so no base or anything, and just start putting it on. And don't, you know, worry about, that's the beauty of this look we're going to do. It's going to be quick and easy. And this is a tip that I could give you that I have just learned myself. When you're using a color like this, go ahead and go past your crease. Don't worry about, you know, creating a perfect shape when you're using one of these mid-tone colors. Go ahead and go, you know, up a little bit further than you would think. And then you can highlight that right there if you want to. I probably won't need to. And then I'm going to do the other eye. And I'm going to go, see, ordinarily I would stop right there and worry about what to do with that. But I've learned if you'll just go on up a little bit further than you think, it all works out. And then maybe if you're going to go out up here towards the end of your brow. Don't go out down, because that'll pull your eyes down. Go out right here at the end of your brow. And then you can use that little space for your highlight if you're a person that really likes highlight. I do sometimes, and then sometimes I just, after I do my brows, I just don't need it. Oh, and then I want to go underneath for this look. Kind of all the way. And you can use your finger because I want to go kind of down, you know, when you do like this, and I have that kind of little, I don't know, you know, that little, it's not like bags in your eyes, but you know, that little lid part right there. So I want to cover that whole little section here with this color. And that's what creates kind of that grunge look, is that you're not staying at the lash line, you're going all the way down underneath your eyes like that. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do with that. And you may want to, let's go ahead and do the brows and then just let that set. When I went back to get this pencil, I went ahead and did the Fix Plus on my face, so you can see that gives so much more of a glow. I just sprayed Fix Plus all over generously, and then I dried it off with I stood in front of my space heater actually. Okay, for my brows, IT Cosmetics, the brow powder pencil, universal brow. I mean, I've never ever loved a pencil like this, and it's retractable. And so the first thing I usually do is just brush my brows up with this, and then I guess that was the right side, and then just take that, and you can see the main part I need to fill in is this front, so I try to stay right in line with my brows and not add a lot more on, and just kind of fill them in a little bit like that. I heard a good tip the other day that, I can't remember who said it when I was watching them. They said when you're trying to, you know, maybe trying to do a look of someone else's and they have a big bold brow, your first instinct is to add more on. But they say the best thing to do is just darken what you have a little bit darker than usual, and that works. And I've tried that, and it does. Like a lot of times when I would want more of a bold brow, I would add more on, when it's really better just to maybe put a little bit more on what you have. Okay, and my brows are uneven, and sometimes I worry about it and try to straighten them out by putting a little bit more over here, but honestly I'm not close enough to this mirror to do it like I would want to. So I'll make sure I brush those out. Sometimes after I get through doing a tutorial, I notice that my brows weren't brushed out good enough. Okay, so there we go. So I'm going to I'm just going to go do my clear Anastasia brow gel. The Anastasia clear brow gel, and it is the best. I have used many and I love it. It works real well, and it never gets crusty or gets those little clear pieces or anything like that. Okay, here's the big difference in what I'm doing today. And you could leave it just like this, but I did bring a shadow that I love. And of all my Burberry shadows, I think if I had to tell you one to try, it would be this one, and it's Almond. And it's just perfect for this look. It's just a good everyday color. And so I think what I'm going to do is put this on. And the big difference in this look is the eyeliner. It just seems like the crease is done and underneath is done, and then they do waterline and maybe the slightest bit of smudging at the lash line, but no visible top liner, so that this lid still shows. But if you're like me and you kind of have big heavy lids anyway, I don't want big bright lids. But because you've started off with a mid-tone color like that So what I'm going to do is take this brush, which is the SS224. Let me go for one of my, I love these Sigma, those ones I was telling you about, the Sigma Tapered E35, and this one looks dirty. I have not been good at washing my brushes lately, but I'm just going to wipe it off and get the excess off and dot this, poor brush, dot this in there, and I'm going to go right in this crease a little bit. Like that. Don't carry it down too far. And then I'm going to take another smaller brush, maybe, let's see, just any kind of little, even a little pencil brush. Where is something? Goodness. Here, this is perfect. This little e.l.f. brush. Anyway, this is a good brush. So take this, it's the e.l.f. contour brush, and get some on the end, and then run that generously under here. Like that. Like I said, this may not look good, but we're just playing. It's an experiment. Okay. And I generally like winged liner, and I might even wing my shadow, my liner up just a teeny tiny bit on the end. Not too much though. Okay. The next thing I'm going to use is this voluminous smoldering eyeliner from L'Oreal that I got, and I have really enjoyed this liner. I think it's bent like that from me using it, because I've really enjoyed like doing a little bit of a winged liner with it, and I've used it on the waterline and everything. So that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to use it on the waterline, and I'm not going to go all the way in to the tear duct. I'm just going to stay the outside 2/3, but if you have big eyes that can handle that, then you could do that. I'm just going to stay out here, and I'm going to do even more in this outer area, like that. And kind of rub it on the outside edges. Then what I'm going to do, and I'm probably going to have to do this off camera because it's not going to be pretty, is this liner is one of the only ones that I can do. Matter of fact, I'm going to close my eyes right now, and that's a good way to transfer some of it on the top. But I can really take this like this. Maybe I can do it on camera. Nope. So I'm going to do this and just rub it on the tops of my. Okay, so I've done this eye and I haven't done this eye. We'll see if you can tell. You can tell that that really opens that eye up and adds just a little bit. So I'm going to do this one. So there are both upper waterlines. So you can see already how good that looks. Now take a liner, your black liner, and then just kind of take it and work it right into your lashes, but not enough for it to be like a visible line. Like that. Okay, and then probably what I would do is take a Q-tip or some type of brush. Here's a little MAC Push Liner brush, 212, and then just work that in and kind of make it where it's, because when I look at the girls that wear makeup like this, you look at them and you wonder, do they even have eyeliner on? And this is probably what they've done, is they've just kind of done enough just to work it in their lashes. And you could do it with powder, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes, I don't know. I feel like the powder, if you rub it in or enough, it kind of just goes away. But you probably still could. Okay, so that is part of it. And like I said, what I'm going to do, because it's how I feel best, because my eyes turn down naturally, I'm going to put a teeny tiny little wing at the end, one that basically is going to mimic my lashes going up. You guys probably hear little Einsteins playing in the background. Okay, so what I'm going to do, that's another reason I love this pencil, is watch how you can just lay it down like that and then bring it over and create the slightest little wing. And what I do is lay it down pointed towards the end of my crease. And then just pull it over right to, I don't pull it up and over like I would with a pen liner when I'm doing my true winged liner, but just pull it up just to meet, you know, your lashes. And so that kind of already, see how it's lifted my eye and just, it's kind of like leveled out my eye. I'm going to do this one just a little bit more, like that. Okay. Okay, so now I am going to do mascara. I've already curled my lashes with my Shiseido brush, my Shiseido curler. I usually use that or my Chanel, and love both of them. I just pick up whichever one I see first. Flashes, and so I thought I would use this for a good full effect. So I am going to put my mascara on, and I'm not sure, depending on how long this crazy video is, if I'm going to show it, but I'm going to put this on right now. Okay, so I left the other eye and I'm doing this one. In the first pass, I usually just like to get my lashes where I want them. Kind of just place them, and then I let them dry and go to the other eye and try to thicken them up. Right, like that. Okay, so there's my mascara. So you can see this is a look I don't know if I've ever really done this look before. Probably a variation without even knowing. Okay, now let me look at one of the pictures. One of the pictures I have is Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. I've noticed that she either does a look like this or the heavy liner and nothing on the bottom. So it looks like she has mascara on the bottom. It looks like she might have a little bit more liner on the outside corner too. So I'm going to put a little, I'm going to rub it in the lashes a little bit more on the outside like that. Like that. Yeah. Okay, so there you go. So you get more of a smoky, sultry look, and of course it's going to look better when I do the lips. So the lip liner I wanted to use was Whirl, and I could not find it. I don't know what I did with it. So I grabbed this one, and it's a Bobbi Brown Brownie, and it's a good just, I wanted a nude with some color, and I really would like some of those plummy tones that Rosie Huntington-Whiteley wears, and I do not have a one. And then I went to order the Burberry Prune, and it's not available anymore. So I don't know, something like that. Tell me if you have a good plummy color that you like that's not too dark. Okay, and then I'm gonna, this liner is very subtle, so what I'm using it for mainly is just something better than no liner, and to kind of not overline, but you know what I mean, get your lip line looking full and pretty right on that edge. Like that. And that's kind of what I want to do. I don't want a definite lip line. I just want kind of a smeared out one. And that's what this color kind of does. And that kind of makes your lips, as you can see, it kind of makes them look like they're just so full they're kind of folding over. Like that. Okay, and you could fill in with this. Maybe I will, just for the heck of it. Always leave that very center kind of open. And then the color I chose to use is the one that Monica Blunder said that she had used on Rosie before, and it is the Orchid, Royal Orchid from Laura Mercier. It's a real pretty pink color with a slight tint of plum to it. And I really need a gloss, but I have no idea what gloss to use. I think I do have, what do you think? Should I use a gloss? I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it like it is because it's not too matte. Okay. And then one thing I was going to say too is a lot of times, you know, I don't mind this look, but if you feel like you do need a little bit more warmth in your crease, use something really light like soft brown from MAC and just add a little bit. I'll do it just for the heck of it to show you. Just take, this is a Dirty 217, and just dab a little bit of soft brown, and then you can go right there and get a little bit of warmth right on the edge. And sometimes that helps the look too. Okay, we're almost finished. Oh, okay, the last thing would be the highlight or concealer brightener, and I love the DreamLumi by Maybelline. This is Radiant, and I usually just put one good stripe on both sides like that. And then I take my finger and kind of keep it in that, like just like I did with the corrector, keep it in that darkest like little trench area. And then I bring it down with what's left because I don't really want that true full-on, you know, triangle. And if you've got too much, like I think I do, I usually just switch fingers. Because then I start bringing it down and back up. Like that. And then I usually take what's left on my finger and just run it down the center of my nose right here. Okay, let's take my hair out of these things. And my hair is dirty today, but so this is the look. Now let me do some powder brush, which I love. It's the 165 in this powder, and I usually just go right here in the center, right on those lines right there, and right here to seal it in. Oh, here it is. Okay, so that is the look, and you have to let me know what you think about it. And I'm not going to really do an outfit of the day because I'm just wearing this little t-shirt dress that I just got at, or I got this year at Target, and I just, right now I actually have my Uggs on. I still love putting those on when I get up in the morning. And the nail polish I have on is one that my friend Anne Marie sent me. It is a Catrice. It's called Raspberry something, but I'll put that down there. I've enjoyed having some color on my nails. So let me know what you think. Let me zoom in a little bit more. I'll scare you. Let me know what you think about the look. It's different. It's really, really different for me. You can see the light's making my pupils small, but I really like it. Something different. And so if you can get those paint pots, you should get them. Okay, have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.